Hello and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the NT area, reaching you live from Abuja, the nation's capital, and I am Olajide Bello. Many thanks for joining us. Now, no fewer than 120 mothers of newborn babies from selected primary health care centers in the 6 area councils of the FCT were gifted with delivery kits and baby items as part of activities marking the new year. FCT Minister of State Ramatu Tijani Aliu, who made the donation, also gave a token of undisclosed amounts of cash to some nursing mothers. Ifeanyi Ezumba has details.
From Dr. Ramatu Tijani Aliu, we want to congratulate you and then give you this present.
The selected primary health care facilities visited include Alaite Primary Health Care Center in Abuja Municipal Area Council, Butsi Alaji Primary Health Care Center in Bwari Area Council, and Township Clinic Primary Health Care Center in Babalada Area Council. Minister of State FCT Ramatu Tijani Aliu, who was represented by the Director of Administration and Finance, FCT Social Development Secretariat, Justina Power, tasked mothers in early training of their children, noting that children are gifts from God.
That's child. That special child that is born today on this special day.
And I want you to be highly committed to grassroots service delivery.
Beneficiaries were caught across the 6 area councils. High point was the presentation of food items to FCT Minister of State by the community head of Alaite in appreciation of her efforts in boosting community health. Finally, Isumba achieves.
The commitment to building a resilient primary health care system in Nigeria that will guarantee better population health was one part of the priorities for the drivers and implementers of policies in Nigeria's health sector in 2022. This is amidst managing a post-COVID-19 life. Now, how did nation fare with its primary health care service delivery and vaccination agenda? Oluseyi Adiagbo is our guide on this.
Little hour just add a shot of 4 combined antigens administered on a time amidst the pain and cry that usually follow such actions. But a mother, Amina Usman, is kind, knowing the benefits that come with the jab. Why Amina Usman and these other mothers here ensure that their children are rightly immunized? Nigeria still accounts for 3.1 million children out of the 22.7 million children globally estimated to be incompletely immunized or unvaccinated. The federal government knows the implication of these data, and in 2022, through the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, we strategized child vaccination and immunization programs, making all key players, especially mothers, to play active role. And for the first time in Nigeria's vaccination history, the federal government launched a free rotavirus vaccine immunization in the year under review, a national exercise that was a great relief for these mothers who turned out in their numbers, availing their children opportunity to be early beneficiaries.
Virus, chickenpox virus, hepatitis, all these ones, they will ask you to go to private and it's expensive. Like the chickenpox I got last was about 22,000 naira, which is on the high side for a common Nigerian. So we plead to government if they can provide all for us, we appreciate.
We have many vaccines that are supplied by the federal government to be given free, safe and very effective. We have like BCG, oral polio, pentavalent, a combination of 5-in-1, PCV, a vaccination against pneumonia, hepatitis B, measles, yellow fever, meningitis, and the newly introduced rotavirus vaccines.
On COVID-19 immunization, Nigeria's target at the start of 2022 was to achieve 70% coverage. A glance at the NPHCDA website, however, indicates that about 50% target has been met, as more than 60 million eligible persons in 36 states and the FCT are now fully vaccinated.
To compare with previous years, Nigeria used to receive 4 shipments of vaccines per year, which were planned, and now we're talking about 200 shipments in a year. So that shows already on the hard work that the governments at all levels.
Nigeria took a great step towards local production of vaccines in 2022. With the collaboration between Biovaccine Nigeria Limited and Serum Institute of India in the establishment of vaccine manufacturing plants in Ota, Ogun State.
So who will buy? So government now has approved 15% of the vaccines that UNICEF normally supplies us for Biovaccine to supply through contract manufacturing with the Serum Institute of India. And with that beginning, Serum Institute of India will now be comfortable enough to come and join Biovaccine Nigeria in building their manufacturing plant here in Nigeria.
Vice President Yemi Osimajo led the League of Healthcare Champions as a 10-year primary healthcare PHC guideline, standards and regulatory framework to improve healthcare service delivery in Nigeria was launched in Abuja.
Because of the preventive focus of primary healthcare, any investment in healthcare is a wise investment in the social and economic well-being of society.
We have fared fairly well. We have created a new model of the primary healthcare center that allows patients to be able to get access to healthcare 24/7. Private sector health alliance, that concept has also been resonating with them, and they have offered to do 774 primary healthcare centers up to standard level.
The introduction of the federal government's Excellent Performance Awards have been encouraging more states to increase commitment in revamping primary healthcare services.
We've seen it in Kaduna, we've seen it in Borno State, we've seen it in a number of states where the governors are mobilizing traditional leaders, mobilizing religious leaders, and giving the correct information about immunization, not just COVID-19 vaccination, but also routine immunization. So we have our challenges in the primary healthcare space, but it is very clear that we're on the right path.
With the renewed impetus comes the optimism for a better deal for primary health care and child survival in the coming times. In Abuja, Oluseyi Adiagbo, NTA News.
For whatever purpose or intention that a mobile phone user deems necessary, whether it is to send heartwarming greetings or messages, possibly through voice calls or SMS, the possibilities created by cell phones are continuously on the increase with advances in technological applications. Even now, the digital financial solutions preferred by most GSM operators in Nigeria tend to make sending of cash or making online purchases easier. The case was, however, quite difficult this festive season for most users who spoke to NTA News, alleging difficulties in internet connectivity and poor network services across the platforms. Chimdema Ndubisi tells us more.
Gloria, in a festive mood, decided to send messages to family and friends. The messages could not be delivered even after several attempts.
Yes, there's a poor network. I sent a hang, it didn't deliver, a bounce back.
She's one out of many Nigerians who experience poor mobile and internet connectivity this celebration season.
I loaded my line through my account. They debited me and the credit was not given to me.
Matthias, a small business owner, has lost many opportunities to make sales because some mobile banking applications at one point or the other were inoperative.
Somebody will come to buy goods for you. If you want to transfer, the money will not go. The person will leave because of network.
We have been experiencing the palliative network services during this festival period.
Others, however, seem to have good connectivity.
I personally have not had any experience with poor network services this season.
What then could be responsible for this disparity?
People move around because of the holidays, and that changes some of the capacity that has been previously allocated to particular base stations or switch centers. There could be congestion in the network at this time.
Our crew made deliberate efforts to speak with the NCC on measures being taken to address subscribers' complaints as the telecom regulator, but the NCC declined to comment. The President, Association of Telecommunications Companies of Nigeria, prefers these solutions.
If we ask subscribers when they send in this request, what network are you calling from? That will help us gather data that we can use to isolate if it's peculiar to a network or a service provider and what can be done.
Subscribers want service providers to up their game in deploying more infrastructure for quality service delivery, festive period or not. Stiffer regulations also from the telecom regulator, so they will be on their toes for optimal customer satisfaction. In Abuja, Chimdema Ndubisi, NTA News.
The contractors handling the second Niger Bridge in the early hours of today, Monday, the 2nd of January, closed the upper axis of the bridge to stop the traffic flow of vehicles passing through the bridge. The closure carried out by the engineers is for the removal of crash barriers from the road to open up the opposite axis and the barriers of the bridge for free flow of traffic for vehicles returning from the southeast to the west. Chinyere Okoli, who witnessed the removal of the barricades, reports that the workers were seen deploying heavy-duty equipment to remove crash barriers and other diversions point in preparation for reopening of the bridge on Tuesday the 3rd of January to 15th of January. The federal government on December 15, 2022 opened the second Niger Bridge for temporary use by motorists traveling from the west to the east were allowed to use the bridge from December 15, 2022, while motorists returning from the east to the west would be allowed from January 2nd to 15th, 2023. And let's join Michael Olale in Lagos to keep us up to speed with happenings in Lagos. Michael, good to see you.
Good to see you, Olajide. Following the declaration of Monday, 2nd January 2023 as public holiday by the federal government of Nigeria, most Lagos residents are at home with their families as the roads are free of the usual traffic. Hingno John Adams went to town to feel the pulse of the people in the city on holiday.
Many roads in Lagos were devoid of the usual gridlock associated with the metropolis. A drive round town shows few vehicles plying the roads, as many vehicle owners were believed to have traveled to various countrysides for the New Year celebration. Commercial bus drivers who were on the roads say due to low patronage, they were forced to reduce transport fare to enable them make some money.
I'm on the last time. They collect all money, this man money. Now, home of 500.
The usual busy Broad Street on Lagos Island, known for brisk businesses, is quiet as most stores are under lock and key, with a few traders displaying their wares on the sidewalk.
No place there, people have gone to holiday.
One noticeable feature and good news in the city is the absence of long queues at fuel stations experienced during the Christmas period. Motorists drove in with relative ease to purchase the product.
It's because of the Christmas season. Money vehicle did not come out. And many people have traveled. And that's why we are buying it at ease now.
A visit to some recreation centers within the metropolis shows that some Lagos residents are taking advantage of the last day of the holiday to unwind with their families.
When I have the opportunity
like this, I take them out to flex, at least enjoy themselves.
It is expected that normal business activities and the usual hustle and bustle, which the state is known for, will resume tomorrow when the holiday will be over. In Lagos, Hingino John Adams, NTA News.
Despite headwinds caused by uncertainties in the global economic space and World Bank projections on growth retraction in 2022, Nigeria's gross domestic product grew by 3.11% in fourth quarter of 2022. Abolade Salami in this report examines the economic performance and outlook for 2023 fiscal year.
Going through some rough patches in the year 2022, Nigeria's economy maintained a steady course in the journey towards achieving a sustainable and viable market space for both foreign and domestic business to thrive. As the largest economy in Africa, with a 3.54% economic growth rate in real time during the second quarter of 2022, the country's non-oil sector in third quarter of the year under review also recorded a 4.27% growth in real time, thereby contributing 94.34% to the nation's gross domestic product in the third quarter of the fiscal year.
Real gross domestic product GDP grew by 3.11% year-on-year in the first quarter of 2022, compared with 3.98% in the fourth quarter of 2021 and 0.51% in the corresponding period of 2021. The economy has thus grown for 6 consecutive quarters following its exit from recession in 2020.
While policies from the fiscal and monetary authorities were targeted at sustaining growth trajectory, and measures by the Monetary Policy Committee of the Central Bank of Nigeria increased monetary policy rate to 16.5%, the country in 2022 still experienced an increase in inflation figures.
The long-term measure is to build infrastructure and come up with policy that will incentivize direct investment or foreign direct investment to this country. Not just foreign direct investment, even local investment in the real sector of the economy, such that, one, the cost of production here will be as comparable, if not cheaper, than what obtains elsewhere.
Several measures introduced by the government to cushion the effect of economic challenges on the overall outcome performance of the economy, however, attracted applause, as some Nigerians have thrown weight behind the economic decisions reached by the government to keep the nation's business environment friendly.
If you look at the relative numbers, you can find that it appears we are not doing badly at all. And on the basis of this, we have seen the International Monetary Fund reduce global growth forecast from 6.1% to 3.6% for 2022 and 2023.
Financial analysts are enthusiastic that gains achieved in the previous year, most especially in the non-oil sector, will be surpassed in the new year with effective implementation of the 2023 budget estimate of 21.8 trillion naira, christened Budget of Fiscal Sustainability and Transition. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. Time for some messages. The news will be back shortly. Please stay.
Nigeria, African beauty on the Gulf of Guinea, blessed with natural landmarks and wildlife reserves. Nigeria, largest economy in Africa. Nigeria, famous accomplishment in entertainment and sports. Nigeria, resourced with globally respected human capital. Our uniqueness lies in our tenacity, our acumen, a testament of success. At NTA, we are forever proud to be the showcase channel of this positive energy and the reflection of the good in our nation. The capacity to tell our nation's story would not have been possible without the support and patronage of the three arms of government: ministries, departments, agencies, corporate bodies, advertisers, religious bodies, civil society groups, political parties, and of course you, our esteemed viewers. As we wish you a prosperous new year, let's get set to make 2023 even greater together.
Our country people, they talk with one voice. Them say, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu them want as president of Nigeria for this president election. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu na the man wey we all know and see all the good work in dey do for the country, especially when him be governor of Lagos State. Now when God use turn Lagos to the best state for Nigeria. Today, many people all over Nigeria they like to go Lagos, go settle down for business and better life. And because of the good work wey Bola Tinubu do, people of Nigeria, as Asiwaju do for Lagos, now so him ready to do am for the whole country. Vote Asiwaju Bola Tinubu for president of Nigeria. Vote Kashim Shettima as vice president. Vote APC, the party wey get broom.
As the 2023 elections draw near, remember, evil prospers when good men and women only wish for peace, but never take a step to make peaceful elections happen. Are you a father? Are you a mother? What are you saying to your children as the elections approach? Have you warned them not to let themselves be used to cause violence? Have you explained to them?
For the guests, building a consensus on what kind of leader.
Well, that's Hitch. And Nationwide continues here in Abuja. Moving on, Nigerians expect the general elections this year to produce leaders that will enshrine justice and equity for all, irrespective of status, ethnicity, or religion, in order to change Nigeria's political narrative for the better. Guests who stated this on the first episode of Good Morning Nigeria for the year are optimistic that Nigeria is on the path of greatness despite having many challenges. Lydia Sampson reports.
Yes, building a consensus on what kind of leaders Nigerians want in 2023 is critical, and the next step is to vote leaders based on capacity and understanding of the dynamics of the country. A collective vision, they say, is also needed to advance the public good above parochial interests.
We get to govern by the rule of law. Because when you govern by the rule of law, all these things we are talking about, believe you me, will be a thing of past. Because we are all equal.
When people say, let's look for a good man, let's look for the right man, if the system works, whether you are good or bad, you are regulated by the system. The impunity that has eaten deep into our polity is why we feel the system cannot work.
They decried the money-back politics that played out in political party primaries last year, while calling for prudence and justice in the utilization of national resources, as well as orderliness in the democratic process.
What is best administered is best. And that is why we say that liberal democracy in UK is different from liberal democracy in America, is different from liberal democracy in Portugal. Why is it like that? It is because of the peculiarity nature of the people.
We need to, build consensus around what kind of leadership do we need as a country, and political parties need to ensure that leadership recruitment is based on merit, and it's based on individuals who have the requisite capacity and the character, to deliver public governance.
In all, they believe accountability and punitive measures for leaders who abuse public office will reset national orientation. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, NSCRA, convened a special extraordinary meeting to appraise the state of the Ummah, consider various committee reports, and take a position on the 2023 general elections. At the end of the meeting, presided over by President General of the NSCIA and Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Muhammad Saad Abubakar III, the conference resolved that Muslims should ensure they collect their permanent voter cards (PVCs), while Nigerians should fully choose the best candidates and vote credible and righteous leaders. In a statement issued by the Secretary General, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, the NSCIA also urged the Muslim Ummah to also establish private universities while affirming support for the Supreme Court's position on rights of Muslim women to wear the hijab. Frowning at promoters of hatred and disunity in the polity, they urged governments at all levels to provide more security and job opportunities for the citizenry and punish perpetrators of violence. Appreciating recent successes recorded by the NDLA in fighting drug abuse, they urged parents to train their children in the way of righteousness while also commiserating victims' families in the recent accidents at Shagamu, Ogun State. Director Community Support Directorate of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, Abdullah Ahmed May Agogo, says Tinubu Shetima 2023 provides the best choice option for renewed hope and grassroots inclusiveness. He was speaking during a grassroots community sensitization and mobilization in Maraba of Karo local government area of Nasarawa State. Abdullahi Ajia reports.
With strategic engagements ahead of the February 2023 presidential election, the Community Support Directorate of the Presidential Campaign Council (PCC) is taking its sensitization and mobilization to more grassroots communities. The interaction with Maraba supporters, which is the latest, was done amidst creative entertainment, wooing them to vote the APC candidates. The directory assured the APC supporters of the visionary ideas and capacities of the duo of Tinubu and Shetima, citing their antecedents as governors.
To tell them what is all about the right they have towards choosing their candidate, that is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashi Shetima, how to vote for somebody who has a mission, vision and focus and love for all, and a candidate who does not discriminate between Muslim and Christian, who has the love of everybody, and a leader as well who you can see have the listening ear of a people.
Our main thought, which is Ahmed Bola Tinubu, we like him to help the women, empowerment for youth and women.
Meanwhile, the leadership of the directorate visited the Kubwa General Hospital to rejoice and celebrate the new year baby, Bibu,
and gave the assurance that immediately the boy grow up and start school, I personally will sponsor him up to the university level.
I appreciate the political party for coming to witness a day like this and to celebrate with my family.
The team says the sensitization and mobilization will be intensified in the coming days across the country. In Abuja, Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
As the presidential campaign train of the All Progressives Congress prepares to arrive Akwa Ibom State January 12, party stakeholders of the state are mobilizing for a successful outing. At the inaugural meeting of the Parliamentarians, Directorate of Presidential Campaign Council of APC in Uyo, immediate past Senior Special Assistant to the President on Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Itainang, says the Tinubu Shetima ticket is for more infrastructural development in the country. Clement Barikiu reports.
The Parliamentarians Directorate of the Presidential Campaign Council of APC is made up of former lawmakers and those who contested for Senate, governorship, House of Representatives and the House of Assemblies and either lost or won. Senator Itainang says the aim of the group is to achieve unity in the party at the state level and mobilize support for the party's victory. He notes that Akwa Ibom State, notwithstanding being ruled by PDP, has benefited immensely from the APC administration led by President Muhammadu Buhari through the establishment of a fertilizer blending plant, power plant, and the construction of the damaged Calabar-Itu Highway.
Whatever the issues, while we await the choice of the governorship candidate in the state, all of us should go out and vote for the presidential candidate APC, governorship when we have, Senate and House of Representatives.
More employment
when we finally have the new president coming. And I know the present APC government is doing a lot.
The meeting afforded the party the opportunity to assign roles to members in preparation for the January 12 presidential rally in the state. In Uyo, Clement Barikui, NTA News.
And Kaduna is our next stop, where Amina Sayede is standing by. Amina, take it up from here.
Olajide, welcome to Kaduna Network Center. Kaduna State Police Command has arrested 780 suspects of various crimes and secured 116 convictions last year. The command also rescued 206 kidnapped victims, in addition to recovering 1,359 rounds of live ammunition. These are part of breakthroughs recorded in the fight against crimes in Kaduna State. Suleiman Rugachku has more.
Items recovered by Kaduna State Police Command are 17 motorcycles from bandits, 1,446 rustled livestock, and 15 bags of substance suspected to be Indian hemp. The command succeeded in neutralizing 21 armed bandits. The State Commissioner of Police said the command is not resting on its efforts to secure the state from criminal elements.
What I can assure you and every citizen and resident of this state is that we are going to up our performances. We will not let our guards down. The challenges are still there. We assure you we continue to confront the challenges. Kaduna State is very important, too important to be left for criminals to take over.
While commenting on the command's readiness for general elections, Ikine Anyoku said series of security meetings have been organized with critical stakeholders to ensure hitch-free campaigns and general elections in Kaduna State. Suleiman Gachkun, NTA News.
Artificial insemination and other biotechnological techniques are among strategies being applied globally to increase cattle population and boost milk and meat production. This strategy is what Kano State government is deploying to improve the socio-economic well-being of pastoral farmers, as captured in this report by Abdullahi Mustafa.
Pastoralists are the major suppliers of milk in northern Nigeria. However, their supplies are grossly inadequate as their cows produce not more than 4 liters each per day. Kano State government, through its agro-pastoral development project, comes up with an initiative to bridge the supply gap and contribute to the nation's quest for self-sufficiency in milk production, boosting the productivity through artificial insemination. After total renovation and retooling of the Kadawa Artificial Insemination Center, 5 exotic bulls have been acquired to facilitate yearly insemination of 25,000 cows.
We are aspiring for between 15 to 20 liters daily after the AIE services.
The process will help to improve milk and meat production in the state and will improve the general food security in the state.
To achieve high success rate, an intensive special training has been organized on how, where and when to conduct artificial insemination in theory and practice.
What we are doing now is we are actually locating the cervix, doing the anatomical aspect of female reproductive tract.
We're able to catch the cervix of any animal because the cervix is the position or landmark through which we inseminate this animal.
With this training, at least 80% success rate is expected to be achieved in the exercise, which targets more than 200,000 cows over a period of 5 years. Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
We now take our second break. Nationwide continues with Olajide in Abuja after this message. Stay with us.
Country want better. Our country want better. Go do one for us. Papa Cambo, Papa Cambo, for a better Nigeria. Good life income. Now you will want to. Now you will need.
So people of Nigeria, they jolly for the better than one shell for we country. So ready to put Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, the next president of Nigeria. Our people don't look the matter well. Say that only Bola Tinubu don't do what everybody can see. APC. Now you get the experience where you go fit use take make our country better, make life sweet for we and our pikin them. But Tinubu don gather better plan to chase down work for we youth, better school, the security of lives and property, unity and peace for all the country people of Nigeria. But these and many other better things wey in don vocalize, e good make we all vote Bola Tinubu for president of Nigeria. Vote Shetima as vice president. Vote APC, the party wey show groom.
They swore an oath to serve our fatherland and defend the people. They traded their freedom, comfortable homes, and mortgaged their lives on the battleground for our unity and peaceful living. These are the great, fearless, loyal, and committed Nigerian armed forces who risked their lives courageously to safeguard our borders. But in the line of duty, many never returned. Nigerians, arise, let's celebrate our fallen heroes. Put on the remembrance emblem with pride to support the incapacitated and families of our fallen heroes.
The occasion gives cause for reflection and remind us of the sacrifice made by our armed forces in preserving the unity of the country.
All ministries, parastatals, religious and corporate bodies to donate generously to the Emblem Appeal Launch. Send your donations to this account. Account name, Emblem Appeal Launch. Account number 393-200-7526. Ecobank Nigeria PLC.
Our pastors, our imams, in every church, in every mosque, please realize that in the course of praying for peaceful and transparent elections, we all have duties beyond prayer. If we want a stable society before, during, and after the elections, what should you be saying to those that worship with you all Sundays and all Fridays, who are saddled with the responsibility of bringing up good generations? It is therefore your duty to both man and God to ensure peace all the time, no matter about elections alone. People talk to people and people listen. Talk to your followers. Make them listen to ensure peaceful 2023 elections. This message from the National Orientation Agency.
Glad to know you are still there. Farmers impacted by the 2022 flood in Bayelsa State have received agricultural inputs to aid the recovery process and enhance food production, supported by the federal government and the International Fund for Agricultural Development (IFAD). The farmers were advised to utilize the inputs effectively. The report.
The unprecedented flood of 2022 caused major damage to farmers as hundreds of farmlands and fish ponds were washed away. In response, the International Fund for Agricultural Development (IFAD) has distributed agro inputs to farmers. Items distributed include 270 bags of NPK fertilizer, 100 cartons of agrochemicals, 7,500 plantain sockets, 100 cartons of day-old chicks, 360 360 bags of poultry feeds and 360 bags of fish feeds of different kinds. Also, 700 bundles of cassava stems, 2,000 assorted edible tree crops, and 350 packs of assorted vegetable seedlings.
It's a life-transforming opportunity.
We help everybody, even workers. When we work, now our work, then serve the job.
Using this opportunity to thank Life Energy and I
want to thank you all for giving us an opportunity to stand on our feet.
Without Life Energy has brought hope back again. So my advice for them is to take them very seriously. It's a business, so that they will make a living out of what I've been giving to them.
IFAD is a very strong one because it actually takes you through a process. There's a parent farm called incubator where incubators go and work for so many months, and the whole process takes about a year. So it's a very effective one.
IFAD-assisted Life ND is also providing training to thousands of youths in Bayelsa and empowering them to be self-reliant and employers of labor. In Yenagwa, Ebinimi Zitemiola, NTA News.
The Federal Inland Revenue Service, FRS, has announced that taxpayers can now get their tax clearance certificate in a single click via its flagship Tax Pro Max solution. And the Tax Pro Max, a tax administration solution introduced by the Apex Tax Authority in June 2021, is a one-stop shop for taxpayer registration, tax returns filing, tax payment, tax clearance certificate requesting, among other functionalities. The service made this announcement on Tuesday via its social media pages on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, where it stated that the generation of tax clearance certificates, which used to be issued within a period of 2 weeks, would now be available on a single click by the taxpayer. This innovation is coming on the heels of wide-scale technological reforms that the service has embarked on in its bid to achieve 100% automation of its tax administration functions. Commenting on the development, the executive chairman of the FRS, Mohammed Nami, explained that this functionality was in line with the objectives of the service to make the lives of taxpayers easier and ensure the ease of doing business in the country. Industry, trade and investment are the center of every nation's economy. How has this central role been expressed in the year 2022? This is what correspondent Benny Adams seeks to unravel in this report as business and economic players take positions against 2023.
With continuous pressure from the effects of the pandemic and sliding into the Russia-Ukraine war, putting a hold on desired economic recovery, the country recorded gains through non-oil exports, thus reducing the country's foreign exchange dependence on oil remittances.
2.9 billion enjoyed with over 200 products that were exported to different countries, different destinations. That's very good because some products that we thought would never make it to the international market are now being sold internationally and being accepted. So I think it's a good achievement for us, and thanks to the Buhari administration who has given us the enablement, the resources to do what we're doing as an agency.
Scarcity of foreign exchange posed significant challenges for manufacturers, as import costs soar, making it difficult to buy raw materials and expand production. The result is a further decline in their ability to generate well-paid jobs.
So if we want to make sure that our people, our young people remain here, right, to earn a decent living by doing meaningful jobs, we better reverse the flow of value. We better reverse the flow of opportunities for good jobs, meaningful jobs, creative jobs.
While many say Nigeria missed the opportunity to optimize the global oil price rally as the government faces revenue generation challenges amid an increasing debt burden, the Trans-Saharan gas pipeline was initiated for future gains.
Given the fact that Nigeria is more of a gas territory with more gas than oil, and we've not paid so much attention to gas than we've been paying to oil, so we decided to take the direction to gas.
In March this year, The government, through the Central Bank of Nigeria, introduced the RT200 foreign exchange, which is the race to earning $200 billion between 2 to 3 years.
Luckily, the Lagos port is ready to go in January from Epe. We need to move very, very fast to develop the road infrastructure that takes goods out and also bring goods in so they can be exported with ease out of the country.
2022 saw a leap in the race to building Nigeria's industrial base, with the Bank of Industry dedicated to funding industrial enterprises at single-digit interest rates.
Normally, we charge less than 10%. But we further reduce that by 2% and allow them to have longer periods of moratorium.
The year also witnessed a revolution in the automotive sector, which attracted investment worth $1 billion and created capacity for production of 400,000 units of vehicles. With an eye to the future, the NADDC has commenced initiatives to support widespread adoption of electric vehicles and a draft automotive bill expected to be passed into law.
Now, when we started to push EVs, people thought we were a little bit crazy because they're saying, what are the power challenges? We said, yes, there are power challenges, but we will not allow ourselves to be defined by those challenges. We believe we're bigger than them. We must only be defined by our dreams and aspirations and by what we can achieve, not by what we're facing now. So we went ahead, we designed, strategized, and built 3 100% solar-powered electric vehicle charging stations to prove that, yes, even off the grid, you can power an electric vehicle in Nigeria.
In all of these, the Federal Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment has continued to play the leading role in creating an enabling environment for businesses to succeed in the country.
The UK launched its new developing country trading scheme, and under that scheme, it will give preference to Nigerian goods into the UK. And given that 99% of the current wood exports, amounting to £1.6 billion per year, will now be eligible for duty-free and quota-free access into the UK.
Stakeholders are optimistic that if the present momentum is sustained, Nigeria will emerge a clear global winner in the near and long-term future. In Abuja, Benny Adams,